Hi, welcome to Energy Works Career Connections. I'm Rachel Gregory. Today we are chatting with Jenna Adams, Manager, Health, Safety, and Supply Chain with Obsidian Energy. Jenna, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Jenna, you've been with Obsidian Energy for 14 years. So what brought you into the energy sector?
I'm actually, like so many others in the sector, I was really fortunate to have two parents have successful careers in the energy industry. So I grew up watching their examples and really seeing how much diversity they had in their careers. And I was really fortunate in my university years to have the opportunity to take a summer student role for a few different summers. And in that role, I was able to see a lot of different elements of the energy sector. So I was able to get the experience of seeing the health and safety side of it. So when I started applying for jobs coming out of university, I was really interested in that field right from the get-go.
Jenna, if you could go back to the start of your career, what advice would you have given yourself? Are there any changes you would have made?
I don't have too many regrets, but the one thing I will say is that what has helped me throughout my career has been just continually learning and also recognizing that lessons and skills that you learn may apply in different areas as well. So for example, the university degree I have is not in health and safety. I have a human resources degree and a science degree, and somehow those two fit together perfectly to kind of support me in my health and safety journey. But then I entered my career and I continued to learn. So I went back and got my certificate in occupational health and safety, and I got my designation as a registered safety professional. And even today I'm, continue to take courses so that I'm always learning. I took the massive open online course through U of A with Indigenous Canada and currently taking one on ESG. So there's so much you can continue to learn. And I think that's what I've really taken a lot from in my career is your career is going to evolve. And as long as you continue to learn and learn new lessons, then you'll be successful.
There are a lot of politics going on right now when it comes to employment and the energy sector. So will this help or hinder the future?
When it comes to politics and people entering any industry, it's all about people's perspectives on where they can go with those roles. And I think right now there's a bit of a challenge going on with our sector because there has been some negative messaging. There continues to be negative messaging around the future of the energy sector. You hear a lot about phasing out oil and gas. You hear about removing government supports for the sector. And those messages can make people question whether they do have the potential for a long-time career. But needs to be heard more is the balancing message, which is that even with an energy transition, there's going to be a long-term demand for energy products across the globe, that Canada is a big part of that, and that people can have a really fruitful career in the sector.
Let's talk about the lack of skilled trades entering the energy sector. How big of a threat is this?
In order to continue to uphold the high standard of health and safety we have in this industry, it takes a lot of time, effort, and money to make sure we have people trained. So somebody coming in that doesn't have any experience is going to have more training time. They're going to have more oversight, more mentorship at a site level. I know we do a lot of that on our sites to make sure that those people are able to enter the industry safely. And then on the supply chain side, obviously we see that there's just shortages in certain crews, certain resources, and that can really affect projects, whether they can go forward, the timelines of them, the economics of projects. So it's definitely a challenge that I think is really important right now in our sector to make sure we're addressing.
You mentioned messaging when it comes to attracting talent. Is there anything else or other changes you would like to see the industry make to attract more people to it?
Giving them the opportunity to start out the way I did is a huge thing. So summer student roles, co-op positions, your kids to work day, all these things are such great ways to give kids exposure to it. I think, starting young is always going to help, teaching kids things from a young age about different careers beyond the typical, doctor, firefighter that they see at a young age, teaching them that there's so many different things they can do, and many of them are in our sector.
Let's talk about the company culture at Obsidian. What is it like and what makes it a great place to work?
I've been really fortunate to work for Obsidian for many years, and I've seen a huge transition. When I started, the company was a really big company across 4 provinces, and now it's a very Alberta focused and back in a really great growth trajectory. But what I like the most about it is that through all those change, we've got to a point where it's become a very entrepreneurial spirit. So there's people that wear multiple hats like I do. We all jump in to help and support different projects and initiatives, and there's a a real motivation for people to think outside the box and be creative and find good solutions. And really with the team having that entrepreneurial spirit, it really does allow us to work well together. So it's just a great team there as well.
Thank you so much, Jenna, for being part of our series. It was so great to chat with you today.